Hello, everybody. I'm David Rose. Here's a look at some of the top cases featured this weekend on Washington's Most Wanted in partnership with Crime Stoppers statewide. And you know, this weekend marks 12 years since I started Washington's Most Wanted. So now, as we begin the 13th season, you know, there's no better way to kick it off than to help find a convicted rapist who is on the run right now. Take a look at Jonnie Lay Jr. He's got a no-bail warrant for his arrest after King County prosecutors say he was convicted by a jury last month for rape second degree. He had showed up to court during the trial, but then when it was time to hear the verdict, he vanished, and a bench warrant was issued for his arrest. Seattle police used DNA to identify Lay as the suspect who kidnapped a woman off the streets, dragged her into a car, and then raped her in the woods while threatening to kill her with a screwdriver. When he finally let her go, she went straight to police and the hospital. That was in 2007. The victim's rape kit was among thousands that went untested for years until it was finally run through a national database in 2017. Lay's DNA profile was in there because he had prior felony convictions, including one for assault with sexual motivation. Now he's on the run, and he was last known to be staying in Auburn.
I look at his arrest record already. He's got felony violation of DV, domestic violence, 4 counts of possession of stolen property in the second degree, unlawful possession of a controlled substance, which is drugs, assault in the third grade. It just goes on and on and on. This guy is a danger to society, and we really need your help to get this guy off the streets. Let's get some justice for the victim in this case.
Jonnie Lay Jr. uses multiple aliases, including Jason Lay, Johnny Daniels, Maliki Lay, Johnny Malaki, Jonathan Lay, and different spellings of his first name. In the past, he's been known to flee to Chicago and to Zion, Illinois, which is just north of Waukegan, where he's been classified there in their sex offender database as a predator. It doesn't matter where he's hiding. If you know where police can find him, he will be arrested and brought back to Washington State to face his sentencing. But he very well could be right here at home. Jonnie Lay is 50 years old, and he weighs 170 pounds. He's 5 feet 10 inches tall. If you can tell Seattle police where to find him, submit an anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers of Puget Sound through the P3 Tips app on your cell phone, or call that hotline number, 1-800-222-TIPS. You're going to get a cash reward of up to $1,000 if that information leads to his arrest. Now to Pierce County, where Kevin Zerfass has a felony warrant for his arrest for failure to register as a sex offender. He was convicted of first-degree child rape in 1998. He's 64 years old, 5 feet 7 inches tall, and weighs 235 pounds. If you can tell deputies where to find him, submit an anonymous tip right now through the P3 Tips app on your cell phone, or call the Crime Stoppers hotline. You will be paid a cash reward of up to $1,000 for any information that leads to the arrest of this child rapist. Dog lovers are really going to despise these next two dirtbags who Sumner police are trying to identify. You know, if you're going to be a criminal, do not pull your puppy into the middle of it. Anything could have happened. Detectives say these suspects were seen walking into the Fred Meyer in Sumner on October 7th, and they had that dog in a tote when they committed a robbery in the jewelry department at gunpoint.
When they entered the store, the taller of the two was carrying a tan and white Husky puppy, which he continued to carry around the store for several minutes. They were shopping around the jewelry store. The taller of the males produced a handgun and demanded that the jewelry store employees load up all the diamond rings, and which they got away with. Witnesses reported that they were possibly associated with a white sedan, Honda-type vehicle. They were pretty calm about it, so my presumption is that this wasn't the first time they have done this. My hopes are that someone out there will recognize these folks and be able to provide us some information.
Detectives say they stole more than $150,000 worth of diamond rings. Both suspects are described as black and in their 20s, the taller one standing at around 6 feet, the second suspect at about 5 feet 6 inches tall. This is a serious crime in any city, but Detective Nicolau says especially in Sumner.
I've been here for 26 years, and this is probably the biggest theft robbery that we've encountered. My biggest concern is, you know, they produced a firearm in this robbery, and anytime a firearm's involved, it makes incidents more dangerous. And my fear is that, you know, it could go wrong, another robbery could go wrong, and they could end up injuring or killing somebody, an innocent person or even an employee.
So if you recognize either suspect or that tan Husky pup, wouldn't surprise me if they stole that too. These guys need to be caught. They are a danger. Submit a tip right now through the P3 Tips app on your cell phone to Crime Stoppers of Tacoma Pierce County. You can upload photos through the P3 Tips app. Maybe you got some better pictures of them without masks. You will remain anonymous, and you will get a cash reward of up to $1,000. You'll also help that puppy get a nice forever home with good people. Now take a good look at these two women wanted by the King County Sheriff's Office and the U.S. Secret Service. Investigators say they've stolen the identities of 33 victims so far. That's Hyvett Million on the left and Carol Crane on the right. Both have federal warrants for their arrest for bank fraud and aggravated identity theft.
These women would target people at their places of work, schools, medical centers, maybe most disturbing, the Northwest African American Art Museum. Getting about $175,000 in losses with victims in Washington and Oregon. So they'll target these people, their colleagues at work, somehow gain their bank cards and identity, and then leverage them for these ill-gotten gains.
Sergeant Meyer says they are the same two women who were caught on video last year sneaking into 4 schools in the Highline School District. They stole wallets, credit cards, and IDs from teachers. Deputies say they pretended to be parents of incoming students. After it happened, we talked with an assistant principal at McMicken Heights Elementary who had her wallet stolen.
And I wish that they would have came and asked.
Well, tonight, the owner of a salon newly opened in the Ballard neighborhood says he was already taking a big financial risk. Now he's facing a setback after burglars cleaned him out. And as you're about to see, they came prepared. One thief even disguising himself as a security guard. The surveillance cameras outside Steel Barber and Spa showed 2 suspects. It's a man and a woman. They approached the rear entrance door last Saturday morning. Then watch as the guy tapes up the glass door with duct tape. He pulls out a slingshot and he starts firing at the glass to break it. On the 3rd try, it shatters. So all he has to do is push it in, and inside they go. They climbed in, and then they start stealing. They're there about 6 minutes. He heads over, unplugs a computer, and packs it up to steal. They load everything up by the back door. $4,000 worth of products, including Aveda, jackets, and other items. And then out the door they go with armfuls of Matthew Humphrey's stolen goods.
You know, this isn't just a brick and mortar, this is brick, passion, and mortar. I've put 25 years of my career into building this dream of a shop. And, you know, when you have someone violate that, there's an emotional consequence to me, my family, my staff, and their family.
He's hoping somebody recognizes the suspects. The guy in the security guard outfit was wearing a blue Pacific Northwest hat. The woman with him had kind of a unique way of standing with her hands in her pockets. She's wearing loafers and she's got glasses. Humphrey says he loves the Ballard neighborhood, but he is sick of seeing small business owners like him in Seattle victimized.
Small businesses create jobs. We can't do this if we don't have a secure city and there's no consequence for crime like this. And it's not a victimless crime. You know, we end up having to really work hard to try to make up that difference.
Well, Matthew is offering free haircuts and spa services for a year to anybody who can help police identify this couple. And Crime Stoppers of Puget Sound will pay you a cash reward of up to $1,000. Call 1-800-222-TIPS or text a tip through the P3 Tips app on your cell phone. Well, it took some effort, but a murder suspect's run from the law is over, thanks to a tip from one of you. The U.S. Marshals Service says they got a Crime Stoppers tip that 37-year-old Stephen Abrahamson was in a car in the Mount Baker neighborhood in Seattle. He was wanted for murder in the 2nd degree after detectives say he intentionally ran over 34-year-old Derek Lacombe at a high rate of speed in West Seattle on August 24th. Abrahamson had managed to avoid capture ever since until last Friday afternoon.
The task force, Seattle PD, the marshal's office, all of them went based on one tip to a location. And did they find him? Yes, they did. He was in a vehicle. As they tried to approach the vehicle, he took off and he hit several of the U.S. Marshals vehicles, but he was stopped, taken into custody, and put in jail where he belongs. And for that, we say thank you.
Abrahamson is in the King County Jail tonight, where he's being held on $2 million bail. He's scheduled to be formally arraigned in court on Wednesday. His arrest brings the total number of fugitives you've helped catch to 1,185. So that's a look at some of the cases we need your help with. To see the full show, to see everybody that's putting your family in danger. Join me for Washington's Most Wanted this weekend. Tune in tonight, 11:30 on Q13 Fox. Set your DVR if that's too late, or join me tomorrow night, 10 p.m. on Joe TV. I know you can stay up that late to watch Washington's Most Wanted. And if you're in the Tri-Cities, Yakima, or Spokane, we're on the Fox TV stations there. Great partners for the show every Saturday night at 10:30. We need your help. Make sure these criminals have nowhere left to hide.